This is Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by Cruiserweight contender Jack Massey. Jack, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. Thanks for having me on again. And
No
good
problem.
to see you.
We spoke last time about how eager you were to get back out, challenge for titles, being main events, and it looks like all three are going to happen at the same time this weekend.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Pretty excited.
Yeah, so this Friday, really looking forward to it. Headlining the Fightzone show down in Sheffield, fighting for the IBF European title. So it's going to be a great night.
That was actually one of the belts you kind of picked out when we spoke last time. You said a WBO or an IBF European, and it's come to fruition against, now, I'm not going to pronounce this wrong, but I'll give it a go, Engin Karakaplan, I believe.
Yeah, Engin Karakaplan, yeah. It's a hard one.
Turkish-born Frenchman. Not had the best of form recently, it's fair to say, but has shown his class before that. What are you expecting from him and from the fight?
Yeah, he's a dangerous fighter. He's only come short of he's only been stopped by world class level lads and beat by world class lads as well. So he's a dangerous fighter, and he comes with intent. So it's got the makings of a good fight.
What sort of ranking? Sorry, I think we might have a little bit of a delay. What sort of ranking would you expect from the IBF for the winner, hopefully, which will be you?
I think it puts you in I think it's the top 20, top 15. I might be wrong, but it puts you in the world rankings, which is amazing. You get this, defend it or whatever, go on to win another, and gets you in the world rankings, and before you know it, you could get a world title shot.
And what about the fight zone element of it? Your last two fights, we've seen you for both kind of major promoters in the UK. We've seen you on a Warren show and on a Hearn show. Now you're headlining a Fight Zone show on the new app that everyone's kind of watching and talking about. How do you kind of assess that?
Yeah, do you know what? I've been down there for the last 3 times. Watched Charlie, the teammate, win his English title, and it's a great production. Dennis Hobson and the team have done an amazing job, and it's just blown up, and everyone's talking about it, like you say. Done a great job, and I'm really excited to be boxing on it, and it's going to end up being massive.
What do you think a win over Karakaplan can do for you going forward? Not just that, but obviously the IBF ranking as well. Will that mean kind of bypassing the domestic scene potentially, moving towards that IBF belt?
Possibly, yeah. We'll obviously take fights by fights and see what's there, see what's available. See what happens with the McCarthy and Chris Billam-Smith fight. See who comes out the winner of that. But obviously, just take it fight by fight and see what happens. There's always different.
What do you make of that fight that you just mentioned, McCarthy and Chris Billam-Smith, for the 3 kind of domestic major belts at Fight Camp?
It's got the makings of a good fight. I think I'm going to go McCarthy if McCarthy sticks to his game. He's a very accurate puncher. He's a good boxer, and he could win the fight by boxing Billam-Smith. So I'm going to go McCarthy for that fight.
Do you have doubts about whether he will stick to his game plan, because he seems uncharacteristically fired up for this one?
Yeah, he seems in really good shape. He's looking good, and he seems really up for it. So I think he will, and I think he'll come out on top. But who knows?
What do you make of the Fight Camp concept as a whole? Because you're headlining on Fight Zone. That's a great concept in itself, the way it's being staged and so on. But Fight Camp last year looks great. They've kind of upped it again this year. Is there a bit of kind of envy, if you like, on your part? Is it something you'd like to have been a part of?
Sorry, say that again. You just broke up again. Sorry.
No worries. I was just talking about the whole kind of scale of Fight Camp and asking if there's any kind of desire or envy on your part that you'd like to have been a part of something like
that. Not really. It's go time for me now, headlining this show. So, yeah, not really. It's my time now, and the guys are looking after me, and it's going to be a good show. So,
do you plan to be part of Fight Zone going forward? Will we see your next few fights on there? Is that the idea?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. Yeah, I've signed a contract with Fight Zone now, so yeah, absolutely.
So what happens in theory if, you know, you come through this, McCarthy beats Billum Smith as you've predicted, you want to fight the winner of that for all three major belts, which I can completely understand. Does it just go to purse bids then if you're on different broadcasters?
Yeah, it must. Yeah, it'll go to purse bids, see who's mandatory and whatever. But, yeah, see what happens with that. But yeah, definitely look for that fight, 100%.
What was it about Fightzone and the whole project that Dennis Hobson Fight Academy have got going on that attracted you to not just fight on one of their shows, but to sign a contract and to want to be a part of it going forward?
I think looking what they've done with the other lads, like Charlie Schofield, Josh Holmes and Billy Denise, you know, getting them straight out there, getting them fights, you know, as soon as they fight. And they've got fights in the next 4 weeks as well. I think boxing, you need to be busy, and you need to know when you're fighting, and you know these fights coming in. So basically, you know, keeping busy and getting looked after. That's the main thing.
And with
and
that
obviously,
in mind,
great exposure as well.
And with that in mind, are we likely to see you out at least one more time before the end of the year after this, or maybe even two?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Yeah, maybe a couple of times before the end of the year. Also, we look at another title as well, so definitely.
Great stuff. And just tell us, if you don't mind, who you've been sparring for this one.
So I've been doing bits of sparring. I've been sorry, mate. just with a couple of lads in the gym, like Billy, Charlie, mainly, just keeping it in-house sparring, stuff like that. But you know, we've had some good tough rounds.
Is there anyone out there, and I know you've sparred the likes of Maris Breedis in the past, of course, is there anyone out there that you quite like to spar and to kind of swap punches with that you haven't had the chance to yet?
Yeah, I've always wanted to spar Usyk. We got the call up a few years ago to spar Usyk, but unfortunately I was injured at the time, which was absolutely gutted about. But I've always wanted to, because I got the call up for it, I've always wanted to follow that up and do a bit of sparring with him. But Tyson Fury I'd love to spar with as well. You know, he's a character in there. He's one of them. I've heard a lot of stories. You know, people sparring with him and not being able to get near him. You know, he's like being in the Matrix. But yeah, be a good spar. But I was down there not long ago in Tyson Fury's gym. So yeah, be good.
Well, you're obviously a bit late to sparring for the Wilder fight, but you mentioned Usyk there. He's got Joshua coming up in September. I mean, how much can you replicate Joshua, do you think?
Probably not replicate him. I don't know, but you know, I'd definitely give him a good spar, 100%.
Well, let's hope he's watching. I'm sure he's a big SecondsOut fan, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, get us some sparring, Tyson.
Good stuff. Just before we let you go, we asked you this last time, but as we said, we're going to be on Fightzone on Friday, so I'm sure people are going to want to tune in and everything. How can they find you on social media?
So follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So follow us on there, guys. Follow my journey, and you know, we'll look some big titles in the up and coming this year and next year.
And tune in, of course, on Friday on Fightzone. I think SecondsOut will be showing the undercard as we have done the past few weeks, and then switch over to Fightzone from 7:30 to watch the show. And Jack's obviously the main event.
It's going to be a good one.
Looking forward to it.
Tune in.
Good stuff. Cheers, Jack. Really appreciate it, mate.
Thanks very much, mate. Appreciate it.